Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Expedition TV. My name is Alan Fernandez. For those of y'all who have already seen my previous video, know that the arrival of avian influenza in Antarctica is imminent. But the question arises, what is the role of visitors in transmitting this virus? And how can we protect ourselves and at the same time keep the Antarctic wildlife safe? The 6 biosecurity guidelines that I'm about to outline apply to everyone, including guides and crew, and covers the whole of Antarctica, including the subantarctic islands, South Georgia, and the Falklands. And since these guidelines are not just experiential in nature, but deal with your health and your safety, it is the duty of the travel agent or your expedition vessel to keep you informed beforehand about these guidelines. So let's start. Many travelers, including some of y'all watching this video, might go for a short pre-Antarctica sightseeing tours at one of the stopover or gateway cities like Ushuaia, Punta Arenas, or even in Argentina. During these tours, if you visit places with proximity to infected wild birds and other animals, and without you knowing, you return with remnants of soil and animal feces from these infected territories on your boots, you should wash them thoroughly before boarding the expedition vessel. This is because travelers arriving with contaminated footwear, clothing, and other equipment are most likely to spread avian influenza in Antarctica. But if your clothing is brand new and unused, you don't have to. The second preventive measure is that when in Antarctica, before disembarking for a landing ashore and whilst returning from land, at both times your expedition vessel should provide disinfecting liquid like work on for you to step in and out of with your waterproof boots on. They should also provide disinfecting sprays that you can apply to the lower parts of your pants, which usually come in contact with mud and penguin feces while visiting a penguin colony. It must be noted that the disinfectant liquid in the container should be changed and refilled by the crew once it's unusable and its effect is diluted. By effect is diluted, I mean that after 100 passengers from ashore having stepped into it, the concentration of mud, penguin feces, and even feather is sometimes more than the liquid itself. You'll see it. And also by norm, expedition vessels have a designated washing space, usually near the zodiac boarding gates, so that you don't take the infection around the vessel and into your rooms. The third preventive measure is that no one is allowed to sit, squat, kneel, or even lie on the ground close to any animal activity or fecal matter. Now, if you're a keen photographer, the restriction of not being able to sit is going to affect your wildlife photography. But in one of my next videos, I will explain how you can work with this limitation and still manage to get some good wildlife photos when ashore. And by the way, if you'd like to learn more about photography, I'd like to invite you to join the Antarctica Photography group on Facebook. The fourth preventive measure is to keep a minimum of 5-meter distance from all wildlife at all times. So when the guide tells you, "Excuse me, sir, ma'am, can you please step away and retreat?" it's not because they're trying to be rude to you, but it's just what the situation asks for. The fifth preventive measure is to avoid stepping into freshwater pools and puddles. The sixth measure is that all field equipment, both by passengers and guides, should not be left unattended and be kept away from wildlife at all times. I'll explain to you how this works. For example, in a place where your group is scheduled to hike up a snowy hill and those heavy life jackets are a drag on your neck, by default, it is a norm that the expedition vessel should provide disinfected ground sheets or barrels like these, where all the life jackets are collected together so that the passengers can have an easy walk uphill. This is also because we cannot place any field equipment directly on the ground or the snow, except for the field markers, which are used by the expedition team and which are disinfected before and after every landing. The guidelines that I have outlined so far can always be revised, meaning escalated or de-escalated as deemed fit by the permit issuer of Antarctic operations. And it is the responsibility of the tour operator, that is your vessel, to keep you informed on all the rules and the procedures that needs to be followed. In my next video, I will explain how avian influenza can transmit to humans and the preventive measures being put in place by world organizations. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.